came around to say hello. One, I'm so fly. You took a nosedive. Careful when you play on my level. For you it's so. Hey, hello.
Motorola Razer 50 Ultra. Flip the script.
Hello, Moto.
Anand Ranganathan, Tehseen Poonawalla has decided to take 1 minute. Shehzad, hold on. No, I'm coming to you. Anand Ranganathan, Tehseen Poonawalla has donned the mantle of deciding what will be in India's favor, what will not be, what amounts to, bringing India's reputation down, what amounts to creating more autonomy of India. But tonight, I just want to ask you one thing. Facts don't matter, just rhetoric. Is that what the Congress is basing their criticism on?
Good evening, Navika, and good evening to my fellow panelists. You know, this entire, brouhaha or controversy can be fitted in one analogy. Please allow me. Supposing tomorrow America says, or Donald Trump says, we are allowing Miss Navika Kumar a 30-day window to buy her 400th sari from Manish Malhotra. Are you going to say...
Manish Malhotra का 400 में साड़ी आता है क्या?
Please don't interrupt.
I think this is an insult. 400.
I know. He's rubbing it in because I don't have money to buy one also. And he's really insulting me.
This is an attack on Manish Malhotra's sovereignty. Sorry, Anand. Go on.
No.
Okay.
Look, are you going to stop? Or are you or your rivals going to be outraged that, oh my God, look, now Navika has been given a window and Navika only has 30 days to buy her 400 sari? Rubbish. You buy 10 saris every day. No one's ever stopped you. The same analogy goes for Russian oil. Now, Tehseen is right in one sense, because Congress was so genuflecting, or you can say subservient to foreigners. In fact, Congress's idea of foreign policy was policy dictated by foreigners. That's the reason why it was booted out. So there is no clear and present need to bring about the kind of subservience they exhibited while they were in power. I agree with Tehseen there. The point is, and I would agree with Tehseen and the opposition, if they were right in this matter. They are not. Let's not do whataboutery to expose Congress's sins. But out here, even what Modi has done in the last 3 years is incredible. Hats off to him. You need to praise him when praise is due. You know, in the last 3 years, when India has bought Russian oil, it has saved to the tune of $26 billion. That has checked our inflation by cumulatively 1.47%. Same guys would be crying hoarse that how come during a war our inflation has risen up, why don't we buy Russian oil? Number two, as for those saying that Russian oil has helped the elites, let me tell you that the refinery that has happened, for example, in Chennai Petroleum Corporation Limited, half of the 80,000 barrels that are refined are used locally. So if at all somebody has, benefited from it, it is the common man. And finally, third thing. Yes, Tehseen's criticism would be valid. Had we stopped buying Russian oil? We haven't. We've continued to buy Russian oil. We've increased it. We've decreased it depending upon our needs. When Trump said, I'm lifting 25% oil tariffs and now I will be monitoring whether India buys oil or not, and if found that it is buying oil, I will increase the tariffs. He said that a month ago. Last complete month, we've been buying more than 1 million barrels of Russian oil every day. Does that mean we've actually become subservient to Trump? Absolutely not. So if opposition was right, I would have sided with them. But they're completely wrong, as always. And good luck with your sorry.
Faizan Kidwai, that's the point. The point is that when this announcement came last month, for the whole month, we have continued to buy 1 million barrels per day from Russia. So America making these, grand statements doesn't really impact because we have continued to do so. But foreign policy doesn't mean that you go out there into, a maidan and start flexing your muscles and showing, "Arey yaar, main bahut strong hu." That's not the way foreign policy works. They're saying what they're saying. We are doing what we want to do. Why is the opposition finding this pretext only for somehow trying to point at Narendra Modi for domestic politics?
Good evening, Navika. Good evening to you and to the fellow panelists. First of all, nobody's pointing fingers at Narendra Modi because that's something which we want to do. Unfortunately, he's the Prime Minister of India. So if there's some issue that is going on in the country, he's the person the opposition will ask questions to. And there are certain things, Navika, before I carry on, I heard you said the Bharatiya Janata Party or the government has torpedoed opposition's fakery. Unfortunately, Navika, if someone has torpedoed anything, that is Donald Trump, which has torpedoed India's sovereignty and economic future of its citizens. And you further said in the middle of the war, don't ask questions. Atal Bihari was doing the same thing when Indo-China war was happening. He asked for a parliamentary session and Pandit Nehru gracefully agreed and there was a discussion. This is statesmanship. This is how a pragmatic leader functions and should function. Acha, chaliye Navika, first of all, you said that we were continuing to buy Russian oil, but when this narcissist Donald Trump, who believes he's the big boss and all of us are his minions, then why doesn't our honorable Prime Minister or the government of India just tell him kindly shut up? We are already buying this oil and you are nobody to tell us. When he humiliates India by saying someday Pakistan is going to sell oil to you, why doesn't India respond when he says, Modi calls him and says, sir, please let me meet you? Tab kyun nahi baat karte? Because Navika, you know, these guys, when they are on Insta reels, they have laser eyes. In reality, they are so spineless that they don't find the courage to condemn Donald Trump. Now, Navika, I just want to tell you that this permission, which of course they have publicly said for 30 days, and our self-proclaimed 56-inch ka non-biological Pradhan Mantri is keeping so submissive that he's keeping silent now and following the diktats of Trump, not condemning it. But unfortunate part will start now, Navika. You know what is going to happen, the worst part, that right-wingers and BJP handles and everybody who supports Narendra Modi will say, see, this is another masterstroke of Narendra Modi. They'll give it a spin that Narendra Modi has won diplomatically again. This is Modi's foreign policy ki jeet. And all of them will dance like they fantasize in their minds how the non-biological supreme leader danced in Israel as per the exposes of Epstein file. So
थोड़ा ज्यादा नहीं हो गया फैजान भाई थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया
ज्यादा नहीं हो गया नाविका जी अब ज्यादा तो अभी होगा अभी पता नहीं क्या क्या डिक्टेट्स आने वाले हैं वहां से अब वहां से क्या क्या डिक्टेट्स आने वाले हैं सो इट्स द ड्यूटी ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन बिकॉज कॉन्स्टेंटली the issues are constantly happening. This ship IRS Dina was bombarded within the vicinity of India. It was our guest. And Narendra Modi didn't find the courage to condemn that. At the same time, Navika, there are a lot of issues that are constantly happening.
Faizan Kidwai, yes, the ship was our guest, but it left the Indian shores a long time ago. You can't take responsibility for everything that is happening, in international waters. And one stands. What will you dictate that? Will you dictate that? But